And then Vinod, kind of the same thing from an engineering side. How do you avoid like technical debt while still innovating really quickly and as fast as possible? Because obviously, especially in the SaaS and tech space, it's always how much can you grow on top of what you just grew previously. So how do you avoid that like tech debt while still wanting to go as quick as
See,
possible?
it's always a balance, right? And between tech debt and innovation, uh, there are times where you have to be scrappy. You have to get product out to the market, test it out. At the same time, do it consciously. One of the things my philosophy is when you're running fast, run with your eyes open, right? And one is like, document what you're doing. And also there are, once you have proven the market fit, then you come back and address your tech debts. So we run regular architectural reviews. We run fix-it sprints where we go back and fix our technical debt. And it's all about striking a balance.
Mhm. Jason, I'm really curious. We were talking about you and your co-founder, and I imagine at the time you were very hands-on. And now as our company grows and you're sitting here with two other executives who are in product and engineering, how do you balance wanting to remain part of the like deep exploration of what our platform can be while also understanding that from a scaling standpoint, you simply can't be everywhere at once?
Yeah, I mean, like outside of the seed of the original idea, I mean, so much of our innovation has been driven by customer feedback. Even in the early days of Orum, I don't know if I fully understood how important it would be for our platform to integrate with Outreach, SalesLoft, the rest of these tools. Luckily, we found that out while we were still in the pre-seed stage, and we really pivoted the company to double down on that. And so while I do have some insights from having been in the position before, our customers are so diverse and so ahead of the curve. Like so much of our innovation comes from getting into the details with them versus like by decree because I think it's a good idea. Of course, every once in a while, I bother Bob with some newfangled idea that he has to react to. But for the most part, a lot of our roadmap is customer driven.
Yeah. I do think that's something that continuously comes up with Orum is how we are so customer driven. And I spoke to Kyle, one of our engineers who's been here for a while now, and he said the same thing. Like he loves that we don't just see a shiny new thing and do that shiny new thing. Have there been moments from a product side where like we wanted to slow down and maybe like rip up what was working good enough? And, I'm curious, like, how did you approach that experience?
Yeah, I think, something I think about when I think about products is that everything that we've already built is also really important. And so as an engineering and product organization, our job is one to, add more and more value for the customer, but we also have to maintain and protect the value that we all already deliver. And so at various times we have gone back and sort of spent time to sort of like improve performance, make things faster, make things quicker, make things sort of more stable. We've gone back and sort of rethought user interfaces that maybe had become confusing because, you build something, then you add another feature, you add another feature, and suddenly starts to make a little bit less sense. And so you go back and you redesign it a little bit. But really for me, it's like, it's just about making sure that the stuff that we do add sort of makes sense to our user and delivers them value, but also makes sense for Orum, right? Because we have a lot of wild conversations about directions we could go in. And I think something that's important to ask ourselves is why Orum? Like what makes Orum uniquely able to solve that problem? Because there's a lot of problems that we are uniquely able to solve. We have a team that has real true SDR DNA. Like the number of people on our team who have at one point cold called for a living is extremely high. I did it at some point. And so I think that's really unique. And secondly, I think Jason mentioned earlier, we've surpassed 1 billion calls in our database. We have a wealth of data and experience to lean on that allows us to build really, really powerful features. So a lot of times we'll be choosing from 4 or 5 really cool ideas. And one of the things I think about is, well, how can Orum uniquely deliver that in a way that the rest of the market can't?